Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Evan in the chair. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, I'm good. So, what we doing? What's the plan?
You know, I really want to get your opinion, but what I do know for sure is that I want to keep all the length on top if possible, or as much as I can.
Okay.
Because I've been growing it out for probably 8 months now.
Wow, okay, yeah.
So,
cool,
and I've been enjoying it, but
nice.
I mean, it's just grown out now.
Yeah,
as you can see.
Yeah, sure.
So,
okay.
I mean, I have a few pictures, but...
Yeah, show me what's going on. Show me what you're thinking of.
So, I love a lot of Johnny Depp styles and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And I have some pictures actually from
from the whole media, yeah.
So I like that one.
Okay.
I just don't know, because this is the first time my hair's been this long.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how it's gonna act when it has a real haircut and stuff.
Yeah.
But so I like a lot of these undercuts that you've done. But
yeah.
I also like stuff like this.
Okay.
Where it's a little bit longer on the sides and
Yeah.
as an end goal. Something like that.
Okay. It's a tough one because with the two images you've shown me for your end goal and what you want to do now, it's a very different. It's one of those kind of things that if I was to cut in an undercut now, it wouldn't grow out well. And the end goal would probably be a year longer because of how short you go on the sides and the back. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether that's something that you want to do, whether you want to try having an undercut now, or whether the undercut is just because you're struggling to style your hair now.
Yeah, it is.
You know
it is
I mean?
a little bit because it just gets so thick and clumps here and.
Okay, because I don't want it to be an impulsive thing where you think, let me get a style now, I've got length in the top, but I want to grow my hair. Because again, it does sound obvious, but if you do that, it will take you back so far. Yeah. And also, disconnections and undercuts grow out terribly. Okay. So when you're trying to grow your hair again, it probably won't grow well. Well, that's the thing.
I think then, taking that into account, I'd want to prioritize something that does grow out.
Yeah. Oh, you would want to prioritize. Okay.
Something that grows out well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Personally, I think that would be better based on the end goal. Yeah. I don't want you just to get a cut today because you're here and because you want to get something that's a bit different. If you do want to grow your hair, because you're probably just in that stage of you're growing your hair, it's doing your head in. Yeah. Or, you don't know how to do anything with it.
I don't know how to do anything.
No, exactly. And everybody, right? I'm not in that stage today, but I was yesterday, right? And it's doing my head in now. And I'm only 2 months in, right? I'm not right? It's very easy to quit now. Yeah, right? Very easy. And I feel like the Johnny Depp and the undercuts is a quitter's move right now. That's what I feel like you're going to do. Yeah. And look, if you want to, I'm all up for it. And we'll figure something out for sure. But if you want to grow it, you wasted so much time. Yeah.
And that's what I don't want to do. So if that's what you think, then I want something that will look good now, but will grow up better
100%
as well.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. What I'll say is the 90s kind of vibes and the undercuts and stuff, you can get that done at any stage. You can't always grow your hair. True. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you could grow it for another 6 months and go, do you know what, I'm done. Yeah. Then you could get the undercut, but at least you've grown it. Whereas if you get the undercut now, it would be very hard to grow. It really would.
Can I show you my favorite? Which one's my favorite then?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think so something like this. Yeah. Is my length is this kind of somewhat doable right now then, or? That
mannequin is called Sam. That's my pivot point. They're the ones we got in lockdown. His hair's nothing like yours. Okay. His hair is super straight.
Is there any version with my hair?
With yours, you've got to look for wavy curly hair because that's what you've got. Okay. So every image you've looked at, you've been not looking at your hair type.
It's too straight.
Yeah, it is. And there are ways to make that kind of work, but it would become very high maintenance. And if it's doing your head in now, longer hair just becomes more maintenance to an extent. When you get really long, it's not. And you get the right haircut for your texture of hair, it's fine, it's easy. That's why guys have long hair, right? It's not that hard. But when you're looking at haircuts that are unachievable, it would probably annoy you even more trying to achieve that look all the time. If you know what I mean. We need to find something that's going to work for you. Okay. I think we're going to start back at the drawing board, if I'm honest, mate, because you haven't got a single image with your hair type on there.
Well, that's what I've been struggling with because this is new territory. I've never had hair this long before. Okay. So, yeah. Right.
Pinterest. Have you got Pinterest?
I do not know.
Get Pinterest. Okay. Easiest thing ever, right? Type in wavy, blonde, not blonde, medium length hair. Right, come straight up as a search. You're going to get the most accurate. Well, all right, take that back. Let me put men on the end. You're not going to get the most accurate there. But you're going to get the most accurate pictures of your hair texture.
So if like that as like an end goal or something like that,
that's probably more realistic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you see the difference now what we're looking at when you see something of your hair texture? Because your curls will probably drop. I hope they will. I guess they will. I don't know. Again, lockdown proved to me that I don't know how hair grows. It brings up a load of images that suit the same thing, right? So I think you're more likely going to get something like that.
And I would love that, to be fair.
Yeah. Basically, what the aim of today is, in anyone in your shoes, is to be able to have a haircut today that looks like you're not growing it out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's essentially now. As though this is your haircut. This is what you walk. This is what you rock daily, and this is what you're going to walk around with. I actually think you suit that kind of shape. I think you've got the hair for that kind of slightly off-center pattern at the moment. I think this could be a look that you could rock, because I'm not going to cut it into one. I think your hair will just fall into this. Yeah. So I feel like your hair's going to fall back a bit. It's going to be able to come back, like so.
I like that.
It's going to be able to come over, like that as well. It's going to be able to split in the middle. I think you're going to grow this and you're going to enjoy it. I think you just need a balanced haircut to do that with.
Yeah, that sounds perfect to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me try and keep as much length as possible. Let's balance the haircut out, make sure there's no long bits and short bits that don't need to be there. And then all it comes down to is then literally how you feel on the day. Simple as that.
That sounds perfect to me. That's like exactly what I want.
You should be able to grow it then. And also I've got some products there that I'll show you exactly how to use as well.
That'd be awesome.
Because I think you'll be able to find that it can be hard finding the right product when you've got like a medium to a bit more longer hair, but I've got a product there that you could actually keep using from when it's this length to when it gets longer as well.
That'd be really helpful.
I'll show you how to use it.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I am lacking a little bit in product knowledge for like, as my hair's gotten longer.
Mate, that's exactly it. It's that a lot of the time though is that when you've never had your hair this long, how would you know? Right guys, before we get into this video, I just want to say a massive thank you to Slick Gorilla because they sponsored this video. Now they've sent us a range of their products to use for today's video. So guys, this is our little package of goodies. Now as you can see, we've got the Slick Gorilla hairspray. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single person knows what that is, the hairstyling powder. We've also got the clay pomade, which I really, really like, by the way. And we've got the light work, which is what I'm wearing in my hair right now. And then we've got the sea salt spray. They've been kind enough as well to send us a texture comb, which I think this is awesome. I've used one similar, but this is awesome. Really durable as well. And also a nice little travel bag as well to put your products in. So thanks very much for that, guys. So that's the products we've got, guys, and Slick Gorilla have also been kind enough to offer you a discount as well on any of the products you purchase through our code REGAL15. So make sure on checkout to use REGAL15 for 15% off your order. All the links are in the description below as well. So make sure you stay tuned to see how we use these products at the end of this video. Let's try and keep as much of the length as we possibly can. I'll just give you some tips on how to style it, okay? And obviously when it's cut, this is just grown out from 8 months ago, right? This is going to have no shape or texture. So anything I do for your hair today will make it manageable, right? But hopefully the shape that we create makes it last as well, okay? Yeah, that's the key thing.
That sounds perfect.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some length off throughout this middle bit here. Here needs to come down a touch because it's a bit all over the show. But I want to try and maintain this because this section at the bottom, the perimeter around here. So from the sort of temple down, that bit there, I want to maintain as much of that length as I can because that's the thing that will create the sort of longer effect. But here is just too all over the show. So I need to kind of take a little bit down to balance that, but then to maintain the length at the bottom. I'm just going to cut a bit off, just to take it down to kind of a more uniform length. There you go. I'm just going to keep working the same technique all the way down and just maybe cutting the first 2 sections from the top up here, so this bit, and then seeing what the nape's like. I'm making sure we're not going to take too much length off the bottom, but I probably will take the nape up a little bit actually, because it usually does grow out longer than everywhere else. We need the sides to play a bit of catch up, so I might take the nape up a little touch. And now this would normally be the alarm bells going off thinking, oh no, I've messed up. I've lost my guide. This isn't right. That's too much coming off. But as we saw from before we washed it and then after we washed it, this back bit's really long compared to everywhere else. So don't worry how much is coming off here. We are sticking to the guide, okay? So as I pull that in, same rhythm. There's my guide. Look how much length's coming off now. So this would normally be when I was younger. This is the bit where I'd panic and I think, oh no, I've messed up, and then I wouldn't be able to cut hair properly. Then I'd be thinking so much about I've made a mistake that the rest of the haircut wouldn't look right. Especially when I was in the very midst of learning to do this technique. But in reality, I was doing the right thing.
Do you have any moments like that now? Because when I think about like trying to be a barber, not that I've really thought about it, but like, it's just like, what if you get halfway through and it's like, what have I done, you know?
No, honestly, mate, no, not anymore. No, I've just done it for too long now. You know, it's kind of, it's autopilot now, really. You know, I don't really, obviously I still think what I need to do, but you know, I learned the fundamentals and I've adapted on the fundamentals and I've added things to my knowledge, you know, over the years. So I always end up going back to the fundamentals. You know, the fundamentals never leave you in any haircut, really. Yeah. There's always an element of the fundamental that you put in, like the shape, what you're creating, the square shape or the round shape or whatever shape you're putting in. It's one of those. I don't flap it anymore, mate. No. I mean, I've made a mistake. Obviously, I've made a mistake where, like, you know, where like I've gone, like, I mean, listen, this is something that I know is gonna make people sort of shudder with any hairdressers and barbers watching. They're gonna shudder with that horrendous feeling. But I've a couple of times gone under or over the comb when I'm doing clipper over comb, and that is the worst feeling when you've just like literally just took off the corner, you've just gone a little bit too short underneath. But no, you know, you always do. They're the times when you feel yourself getting red and you start getting a bit sweaty, yeah, for sure, because you're thinking, oh no, I'm going to hide this. Yeah. But most of the time, no, everything's all right, man. There's not many haircuts I don't know how to do now.
No, it's not that I'm worried about it, because just I haven't really had a good haircut before, you know? Yeah. So like I've tried.
Oh, so you're winning even if I couldn't be arsed today? Is that what you're saying? Even if I could,
there's no pressure today.
Oh, I fancy doing a buzz cut now. Oh man, the challenge I have nowadays is expectations versus reality. That's the problem I have at the moment, where people think that you can get anything done to your hair, and I'm the man to do that. And the reality is I'm not. I can't. And that's not me trying to be humble or modest or anything. That genuine reason, I cannot do everything if your hair doesn't allow. Like, I can't do a Johnny Depp haircut on you. Well, I could, but it wouldn't look like Johnny Depp.
It wouldn't look good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could do it, but it wouldn't look right. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's like the expectations versus reality. They're the things that I have to have more of a conversation with clients these days than I ever did. So, but no, look, at the end of the day, it's also a flattering thing, because people think that I can do any haircut, so it's flattering at the same time. You know what I mean? But that's probably more the challenge I struggle with nowadays, is that kind of thing, than the actual cutting of the haircut, you know? Yeah. So it's more working with that.
Well, I think more important than like being able to do any haircut, it's like the ability to like see what would be best for me.
Yeah, I think it's just experience, though. A lot of it is just experience. It's like, I can tell you what I think works, but again, it is just my opinion. You know, at the same time, you might not like what I do. You might not like not everyone, I can't please everybody, right? And I'm not going to always appeal to everybody, I know that. Yeah. But most of the people come and see me want my opinion. So I'll give them it, and I'll tell them, like, this is what I think works, you know? So let me just tie it down, that little wispy bit to the bottom there, okay? Just so they grow out nice and straight. Like so. I'm just going to tidy up the sideburn just to give a little bit of a separation. This is something that I really favour when I'm doing these kind of haircuts, because it just allows to see the separation from the length on the sides. Again, just keeping everything nice and soft. I'm trying to point cut a bit deeper into this, just so you've got the blunt edge, but then just above it you've got a little bit of a softer finish as well. I'm going to tidy that up first before I cut into it, because I think that's just a bit too distracting, your neck hair there. So I'm going to tidy that up first. Well, that is a nape oil, if you ever did see one, mate. That is a proper nape oil there, mate. Don't see many of the proper nape oils anymore. So you've got one there, mate. Unique.
Is that a good or bad thing?
Bad thing if you're having a short haircut. Great thing if you're getting it whipped off like this, so, you know. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a challenge. It's a challenging neckline, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it can be. but it's all right because we're not exposing the neckline, so it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference in this haircut at all. So that's why I'm just taking it away, because just keeping the symmetry between your neckline and getting rid of all them little problem areas. Let's just take that up a little bit, about there. The side's really long at the bottom. Right, I'm just going to raise through the back. I'm not going to raise through the sides though, because the sides are a little bit drier. And you can see the wave is quite unruly on the sides there.
Yeah.
So this is where the thickness is at the back. So I'm going to take that down to try and match a similar thinness to the sides, which will hopefully give the same kind of movement and texture that we need. So I'm just taking sections and just slide cutting into this just to thin it out a little bit, and just add a little bit of that movement in there as well. As you can see, it just moves around a bit more. So this across the whole back, so horizontal section and just sliding in from halfway just out to my finger. Just with the colours change, you can see how light the lighter bits have absorbed the water more, so they've gone, the thicker bits have got more water still retained in them. Them bits are pretty much dry, and we haven't dried them separately or anything. So right. Now let's get this top sorted. So let's connect in the top. Right, so I'm going to work on a horizontal section now. So again, we're leaning out the face shape, because as I said, I've got a very, very square, wide face shape we're working with today. I want to lean that out. So I'm going to pull this out now. I'm going to take some length off completely straight out, so keeping a very straight profile. And the guide underneath is what I've just done with my palm to palm. Just before the centre now. And I'm going to work this one past the centre, because I don't want to give him a centre part, but I want him to have the option to put it into one if he'd like to as well. Just layering the sections higher up so they fall onto the sides. And that will give a lovely flow. And also, because of his face shape being so square, we can get away with a slightly sort of more softer corner as well. He's got a very lean face, so we can get away with that. As you can see now, look at that. It's all falling really nicely, showing that length off on the sides and the back. And just take the very ends off. And then just put it into a uniform finish. Takes away all them long bits that don't need to be there. Let's wait to the front. Nothing's going to come off. See? There we go. Right, other side now. Just repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4 sections across the top. Okay. Again, wide sections because we're maintaining length, remember? Think about before we were talking about like 2 finger width sections. This is an equivalent to like 3 finger width sections now. Straight out. Guide underneath, guide on the left hand side of me now. Now, final section. So as you get here, I have some length that'll come off as well. See? So, what we do now is work on the crown and the back. So we take a section, again above the round, above the crown at the back here, around the head. Pull that back. We use our guide from our left hand side and the right hand side to use, and the guide underneath. Like that. There we go. Now, as we get to the top, I start at the front now. pull this back. Again, probably not going to take anything off the top. Just want to make sure it's sitting nice and even. Just a little bit at the end there. And nice wide sections. As we get to this section now, here's where we match it into the back. Okay, so as long at the back there, as we get here, nothing comes off. Down for me slightly. So what I'm going to do is take a section just off centre, work out, and work horizontally into this as well to really break it up. And then it's just to put a few shorter layers, so as it falls around, you see that movement coming from the top. Take it all the way around. So I'm looking for flow here, I'm not looking for lift or anything. Again, we are growing the hair out, so you don't want to be removing too much length, even when it comes to texturizing. We keep a lot of weight in Evan's hair because he is growing it. As you can see, it's quite a fine texture. I don't need to thin it out too much, just needs to give a bit of shape to it. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dry this off using some of the Slick Gorilla Salt Spray. Now, this is going to give you that kind of second day beachy kind of feel to the hair. All right, now spray it over like so, all the way over the top like that. And then just make sure to rub it into your hair, okay? I'm going to use the nozzle on the hairdryer. I'm not going to use the diffuser, I'm going to use the nozzle. I want to just kind of blast some of these curls out a little bit, all right? So, free hand, okay? High speed, high heat. What I'm going to do is really blast this really quickly. It's a really good technique how to blast hairs really quickly. So from my right hand side, I'm going to blast it all the way over to the left, and from the left all the way over to the right. Then lean your head back and go all the way from the front to back, and from the back to the front, and it's done, essentially, okay? So watch this. Use the power of the hairdryer and your fingers just working through your hair like this, right? And this will give you just a lovely wave, right? But the good thing is, because you're drying it across to one side, you're drying the interior of the hair, not just the top, so it dries quicker, okay? So you watch this, right? One side dry. It's already dry that side, right? Blow dry it all the way over. You're drying the interior, right? Now, blasting out them curls, we're trying to straighten out the hair a bit more if we can, okay? And then just through the back, from the top down. It dries off the top layer, because underneath's done. Do lean your head back for me as well. You dry the back, like so. And straight into the top. Letting gravity help me out here a little bit, pulling curls out with the heat. And then if you wouldn't mind, just flick it, as you're there, just flick your hair forwards for me. That's great, I'll do. By the back now, it's all separated out. And now flick your hair back for me if you don't mind. Cool. That's your hair pretty much dry. It's quite quick when you do it this way, okay? And this is just purely for like a really quick method of blasting your hair, okay? Now, finally, you finish off with some cold air, okay? Turn the heat off, press the cold button, and this starts to set it. This takes away the kind of massive, like a big kind of thicker finish to it. There we go. So that is completely blasted through, okay? So a bit of salt spray, and your hair wants to fall just naturally in the middle, right? But you can see how less curly it is now. Yeah. How you've got more of a wave sitting there, right? So to finish off, what I'll do is I'll put a bit of the Slick Gorilla hair styling powder. So this can be used short hair, long hair, medium length hair. This is a product you do not need to swap for when your hair gets longer, okay? Now, what you do is head over to the side for me, pull your hair back, and you sprinkle the powder over it like that. Same the other side, pull your hair back, sprinkle it over. Bring your hair down, sprinkle it over the back, then up, sprinkle it over the top. Right, you don't need to wash your hands or anything after using this. It's so, again, low maintenance, perfect. Now, we do, shake it through. And watch the definition you get in your hair now. So you actually look like you've got a style going on with your hair.
That's really exciting.
Not just like a kind of like a grown out look. You've actually got a style going on. Then all you do is just spend your time basically just moving it around and see how you feel with it.
Yeah.
But it just brings out all of the texture that we were doing. It brings out all the definition. You see all the movements. You see bits of hair falling and flowing and flicking out and doing whatever they want to do. And just let them do what they want to do. It suits you. It works. Just kind of let it go. Just let it do what it wants to do. Little bits fall down, little bits go up, little bits come down. Whatever you want to do with it, right? And that way you've got an actual hairstyle now. That I wish I would probably pay money for to get the texture you've got in your hair. Yeah. I would love a bit of wave in my hair, just a little bit. I take this curl. I just take that curl off you, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah. That'd do me. And what you could also do as well is you can get these combs as well. And if you wanted to, you could use the comb just to kind of comb out the wave a bit more as well. If you wanted a bit more of a smarter finish, or you could use the pick at the end as well, just to kind of pull little bits out to showcase little bits that you want. Oh yeah. So you can use it for short hair or long hair, and you can work it through. Sometimes I use a comb to kind of finish off with. Just pull that through, and you can use that just to pick little bits out, like that. Just to show a few sort of bit more flow in the hair. There we go. Now, just gotta keep going with it now, man.
I'm excited. This is really exciting.
Second visit to London needs to be coming in here and getting yourself sorted.
Yeah,
again,
I'm
mate.
excited to come back.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't need an excuse to come back.
Yeah.
I love London. But...
That's it, mate. But no, I think it'll look great. I think you just keep going with it, man. You've got a good head of hair. Just kind of just keep going with it.
It's going to be a lot easier now that I have some sort of like shape, some sort of like actual style.
100%, mate. 100%. You've actually got a hairstyle now. It doesn't look like you're growing out. It looks like you've just got wavy, medium long, like medium length hair. That's all it looks like.
I like having the wave. It's just when you're just growing it out and you haven't had a cut, the wave becomes just...
Yeah, it's unruly. Yeah, it becomes really unruly. Yeah, 100%. Now, if you just hold this for me a second, and I'll show you the back and the sides in the mirror. So I want you to use this mirror to look at yourself in that back mirror there. Okay, so behind you. Now that's the sort of shape you start to get in now. So you haven't just you've got loads of curl. I do think they'll drop at some point, but you've now got a balance. Like, remember them like big long bits you had going on before? Yeah. They're all even now, but you've just got loads of shape sitting through the haircut.
I've never seen the back of like my hair at this length look like good like that.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
That's really exciting.
It looks like, it's like, again, effortless, but there's a bit of effort gone into it as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you've got all that nice little waving, that little curl going on. But again, it's just balanced. That's all it is. It's just completely balanced. Put some shape in it. It's a very easy haircut to get done. It just needs to be done right.
Yeah. Amazing.
Happy?
So good.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down, mate.
Thank you.
Spending your holiday with us here, mate.
Oh, I mean, it's a perfect way to start it off.
That's great. You said you've been 24 hours here. That's it. Yeah?
24. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. There we go, mate.
I'm already in love, though.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm already like, do I come to school here? I don't know.
Well, that's the beauty. You can, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, have you got anything? Have you got any dependents you got to worry about? Have you got anything you really need to stay in the US for?
Not really. I'm at a good point because I just did 2 years of school in the US and it was at a technical college. So I'm kind of looking to go to a university now anyway. So I'm changing schools. So it almost is kind of like, it's all adding up a little bit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the universe has been speaking to you, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah, there we go. School's cheaper here.
Oh God, there's a lot of benefits, man. Yeah, we're here. Yeah, you know, that's the most important thing.
I need
school, you know.
Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Looks awesome.
I did not think I was going to be able to get in.
Didn't you?
Yeah. When I got the email that you guys were having filming dates when I was here, I was so excited.